Cereal time, cereal time, cereal time, whoa.
Time to make the donut.
The one jelly donut!
What's up, cereal heads? Today we're going to talk about new donut shop cereal from Kellogg's. This cereal just hit shelves recently and it comes in two flavors, pink donut and chocolate donut. Now first I want to get something out of the way, and that's the spelling of donut. Clearly we as Americans have all kind of just agreed as a society that we're going to continue to spell donut D-O-N-U-T. And that's fine. When it comes to language and grammar, I tend to fall more in the descriptivist category than the prescriptivist category, so I don't really care that the word has changed or evolved over time. But I do think it's worth noting the change and where it came from. The original word donut, D-O-U-G-H-N-U-T, came about in the early 1800s. And there were cases of it appearing in literature as D-O-N-U-T a handful of times throughout the century, but if we take a close look at it, you'll see that Dunkin' Donuts was really the driving force behind changing the way that we Americans spell that word. Dunkin' Donuts opened in 1950, and as you can see from this graph of the two spellings of the word donut, well, it's no coincidence that that alternate spelling took off around 1950. Nowadays, the D-O-N-U-T variety is still less common, as you can see in this graph, and from a quick look at Google search results. But here in America, you'd be hard-pressed to find people who use the original spelling in their everyday vernacular. It's one of the great legacies of Dunkin' Donuts. And speaking of them, they had a glazed and chocolate version of Dunkin' Donuts cereal that came out in the late 80s. Now, I already did a video about this cereal, which you can check out if you want to learn more about Dunkin' Donuts cereal. And that wasn't the only donut-themed cereal over the years. In the 80s, they had Dinky Donuts. Around that time, they also had a cereal called Powdered Donuts with a Z. This one came in this powdered donuts flavor, but it also came in a chocolate flavor too. Speaking of chocolate donuts, Cap'n Crunch released Oops Choco Donuts in the early 2000s. These ones had rainbow sprinkles on them, and they would pave the way for Sprinkled Donut Crunch years later. And there was a Simpsons-themed Homer Cinnamon Donuts as well. This one was one of my favorites. It had a really great taste to it. I think that was all the donut cereals that have been released, but I could be missing one. Anyway, 2017 brings us Kellogg's newest addition to the donut cereal family with this Donut Shop brand. You can see the chocolate flavor here, and the pink flavor here. Wait a second, did he say pink flavor? Yeah, I know. Pink isn't a flavor. It's weird, but we'll have to see what this one tastes like when we open it in a second. But first, let's take a look at the back of the box. It's the same for each version. They have a little donut shop or cafe here with some fun illustrations. There are some jokes and some visual puzzles, and apparently they've hidden 40 spoons in this picture, but we're not going to waste time counting them all. Also, not sure if you can see it, but on the side here, the ingredients say they use non-fat milk in this cereal. It's fairly uncommon to see dairy and cold ready-to-eat cereals, so if you're lactose intolerant, you're going to have to skip this one. Alright, let's start with this chocolate donut one. So here's what this chocolate donut shop cereal looks like. You can see they have a slight chocolatey coating to them, but they don't appear to be glazed like the large donut on the front of the box. Let's hit them with some milk and give them a try. Okay, so it's kind of like eating chocolate Fruit Loops. It's not bad for a chocolate cereal. It's got a rich buttery flavor to it, but there isn't really anything setting it apart from classic chocolate cereals like, say, Cocoa Puffs. In fact, if I want chocolate rings, I'll probably just go with this new Hot Cocoa O's cereal from Trader Joe's because, at least in that case, I get some marshmallows in the mix too. Alright, now let's check out this pink donut flavor. So here's what a bowl of these pink donut ones look like. You can see that these pieces have a slight sugar coating to them, not exactly a glaze per se, but there is something different about these that don't look like regular Fruit Loops. Let's give them a try. Now those are good. How do I describe it? It's kind of like a cake batter flavor. They kind of taste a little bit like cupcake pebbles from a few years back. I thought the fact that they were pink meant they'd have a strawberry or raspberry or some kind of berry flavor to them. But no, these things are like a sugary, sweet frosting flavor. My friend Dan over at cerealsleep.net describes these pink donut flavor ones kind of tasting like those pink frosted animal cookies you get from Keebler. And I'd say that's a pretty accurate comparison. And come to think of it, when I think of pink as a flavor, those cookies are kind of the first thing that come to mind. So if you like those cookies, and you like your cereal to have a rich buttery flavor to it, which I attribute to the dairy in this cereal, well, I think you'll really like this stuff. Now personally, I'd rather eat real donuts from Dunkin' Donuts or Krispy Kreme than cereals that are trying to resemble donuts. But if these cereals do well, maybe Kellogg's will add a few more varieties to their donut shop brand. I know that I'd love to see a blueberry cake donut cereal, or maybe even a jelly donut cereal. Just imagine that. Think of O's cereal, but instead make it a vanilla flavored ring, and in the middle, put that fruity jam that they put in the middle of frosted mini wheats with fruit in the middle. Boom, you got yourself two new donut shop cereals. Unfortunately, I doubt Kellogg's will try anything that creative. Creativity is not really what they're known for these days. Okay, that's gonna do it for new donut shop cereal. What other donut flavors would you like to see? Let me know in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, stay crunchy. Chocolate donut.
What's up, cereal heads? I'm Gabe's buddy Chance. I'm a lead animator on The Simpsons, and I have Tourette syndrome. Just like you guys, I love all the crunchy, cereal-fueled memories of my 1980s childhood, so I'm making an animated series about it. The show's called Little Billy, and it's based on my life growing up with Tourette's in 1980s America. The other kids didn't get me. Luckily for me, I had TGIF, Saturday Morning, the Disney Afternoon, and all the rad TV cartoon lineups we grew up loving to make me feel like I belonged. My cartoons and toys were my first friends and the first place I ever really felt like I fit in. So I'm creating this series that will hopefully do the same for a new generation. There's lots of 80s fueled perk rewards you guys can get for pledging. So if you love and miss the 1980s and still long for all the good times, fun adventures, and heartfelt vibes from your childhood, go to Little Billy's Indiegogo now at littlebilly.com and pledge to bring them back and keep them alive. Thank you guys so much for your support, and until next time, stay crunchy.